Hello everyone, I am Xerix, Lord Sentinel, and welcome back to Century of Economy. The English have gotten the jump on the Spanish, but they are down to only one ship remaining in the game. On top of that, the current resource values have expired, and new ones are needed. Now, on to the action. As mentioned, the current resource values had expired, and it was time for the first in-game change. The dice were rolled, with a 2 coming up for value, essentially flipping the previous values. Metals were now the most valuable resource, along with spices, and food and finished goods were not. Every faction except the English were very happy about this. The Spanish were even more happy soon after. The San Cristobal succeeded with Victor de Alva's extra action, and zoomed across the ocean, positioning herself between the Endeavour and the Acorazado. De Alva fired off all of the Cristobal's cannons, and went 5 for 5 to eliminate 2 masts from the Endeavour. The Matthias Vospero then joined the fight, going 3 for 4 to take the Endeavour down to 1 mast remaining. Things looked grim for the English, but it was possible they could survive, or escape. However, they did not, as the Annunciada sailed in and rammed the last mast off of the Endeavour, dismasting her. The Endeavour is dead in the water, with no oarsmen to keep her going, and the Lady Provost has been captured by El Equimista. The English are essentially eliminated. The Kursk direct their efforts to the Triangle Island to the south, which produces metals. The Guichon is still running medicine from the Archway Island, and the Kursk are building up a healthy stockpile of gold. The Americans are most pleased with the resource change, both for its value and for its longevity. They begin to make plans to establish themselves on the ocean, first by sending the Destiny back to Canoe Island to explore it. After killing Smaug, the French are uneasy, knowing that the dragon was cursed. However, they go about their business, shifting their focus from the Split Island to Pride Rock, and areas west of their home island. A wide shot of French waters. 2 schooners are approaching the quest fort, which is landed near the French waters. One of them is already carrying the relics UT, and another has the necessary gold on board to pay for a quest. The pirates continue to run gold as they have, not daunted in the slightest by the resource change. The White Rose, Longshanks, and Destiny's Bounty converge on the gold island in the upper left. The Bounty has a colonizer crew aboard, and between them the White Rose and the Longshanks have enough gold to build a colony up to at least level 3. The San Cristobal docks at one of the docks at the Lagoon Island, and is joined by the Annunciada, who explores the island and finds lumber. The Acorazado has already sailed south, aided by a semi-action twice from Castro. The Vospero opened fire and sank the Endeavour. All that is left is Carbon Charlie on their home island, which converts to a gold island. The English are eliminated from Century of Economy 2020. The Spanish end their turn by launching El Dorado with Dominic Freda, Rise of the Fiend limited edition version, as well as a town and port token. They also build La Iglesia en el Encantado Junto al Mar on the Lagoon Island, a custom fort that has extended range. The Celestin, Sea Monkey, and several canoes dock at Triangle Island, freezing out the Pestilence in another canoe. The Cursed begin making plans for what to do with their now massive stash of gold. The Cyclone makes land at the eastern portal, but lacks an explorer to take a look at the coins that lay there. However, she was given an extra action and finds the Mines UT and a special 100 value coin. The Americans make their first launch of the game, the Icebreaker Cheyenne, with a captain and helmsman. Their intent is obvious: eliminate the iceberg that has crashed into their home island, and perhaps lend out their services to other factions in the Northern Ocean. The Acorazado makes it home, where the El Dorado has loaded both the town and port upgrades. In the background, the Alquimista can be seen towing the Lady Provost. The Cristobal, Vospero, and Intermediaro begin to move in a northeasterly route, exploring some of the Middle Ocean for the first time. At the end of their turn, the Spanish launch the Buscador inside the Lagoon Island, with the sole purpose of exploring the Lagoon Island that lays within. The Cheyenne clears away the iceberg on the American home island. La Provence docks at the quest fort and pays 10 gold to accept the Relics quest, and then immediately hands in the Relics UT for 50 gold. Meanwhile, the Favori and another French schooner make land at Canoe Island. With ample gold to spend and no one to oppose them, the French build a trading port on the shipwreck Pathway Island. They also place a town upgrade on Split Island. The pirates have built their colony to level 2, with gold from both the White Rose and Longshanks contributing to the rapid construction. The stores on both ships is replenished by the Cassandra and the Blackheart, while the Longshanks takes a break to look for buried chests. The pirates end their turn by launching 6 ships at the Pyramid Island. The Crimson Coast version of the Deliverance, with the Ocean's Edge version of Crimson Angel, a captain, helmsman, cannoneer, musketeer, and oarsman. The Eagle, with a captain, helmsman, cannoneer, and firepot specialist. The Broken Key, with a captain, helmsman, and cannoneer. The Sea Nymph, with captain, helmsman, and cannoneer. The Accused, with captain, helmsman, musketeer, and cannoneer. And Sister's Rage, with a captain, helmsman, musketeer, and cannoneer. The Spanish explore the interior Lagoon Island and find a vast fortune, along with spices and the plunder UT, which freezes the Buscador for a turn. In the brilliant sunlight, the Spanish go about their business. In the bottom of the frame, the El Dorado has begun to make sail for the Hidden Cove Island, with the Alquimista following. The Cristobal and Annunciata have turned back toward the Lagoon Island, while Intermediaro and the Matthias Vospero sail around the English home island. Long shadows are cast onto the sea as the sun begins to set. The Cheyenne plots a course east, toward the French and the pirates. The Deliverance turned to Ghostly and sailed through the Pyramid Island, with the help of Crimson Angel. The Eagle risks falling off the edge of the world, sailing around the far side of the island. The rest of the new pirate ships sail around the safer western side of the Pyramid Island, their bows pointing south. The pirates end their turn with another launch, putting several ships into the water all at once, albeit under questionable circumstance. Siren's Song, with helmsman and explorer. The Sea Nymph, from Disney Pirates of the Caribbean, with a helmsman and explorer. The Electric Eel, with a helmsman. Shadow, with helmsman and oarsman. Gilded Monkey, with helmsman and oarsman. The Weasel, with helmsman and oarsman. The Wicked Wench, with helmsman and oarsman. The Belladonna, with helmsman and oarsman. And the Freedom, with helmsman and oarsman. Icebergs rear their heads once again, as a berg slams into the Amity, eliminating a mast. The Acorazado repairs quickly with the help of Castro's same action twice. The Monarca and Santa Isabel have almost docked home with medals. The Alquimista has made land along with the San Pedro and El Dorado. The Lady Provost was docked at one of the docks in the rear of the island. The Dorado has already upgraded the island with a town, and a port is soon to come. The Annunciata has repaired at the Lagoon Island, while the San Cristobal ventures north, toward the Americans. The Cheyenne continues east, breaking icebergs along the way. The Americans have collected a nice amount of gold, but have not spent anything beyond the Cheyenne, not even new crew. Until now, that is. Using their meager by comparison savings, the Americans launched the USS Mississippi with an explorer and colonizer. The French presence in the North Sea is slowly creeping west into American territory. At the end of their turn, the French launched the Arrogant and placed the custom fleet admiral Jean Lenoir on their home island. Open fire! The Deliverance sails broadside to the Sea Monkey and goes 5 for 5 to take the cursed Gold Runner down to one mast standing. The recent pirate launches suddenly make sense, and this first strike has caught the cursed completely off guard. The Electric Eel is given an extra action via one of the pirate fleet admirals, and sails forward, docking at the cursed home island, and steals the 100 value coin. A wide shot of the Middle Ocean. The Buscador has turned around and docked at the interior dock. The Spanish prepare to portage her over the island to one of the exterior docks. The Annunciata heads for the English home island, in search of buried chests. The Vospera and Intermediaro are sailing about in the Middle Ocean and looking east. The Cristobal is making sail for the Spices Island, to explore it for Spain. The Dorado upgrades the town on Hidden Cove Island to a trading port. The Cursed retaliate against the pirates, with the Guichon successfully stealing the 100 value coin back. The Cursed then spend all of the gold they had on their home island. It was off screen, counted out for a launch already, and spawn almost every sea creature they possess. Gogcloth, Calypsos, Kalim, Slarg Gubbet, Leviathan, Jormungandr, Suro, Lichim Namod, Maxihibel, Brachyuria with Captain and Helmsman, Namzu, Dweller, Kalos with Captain, Helmsman, and Cannoneer, the Grim, Nocturne, Mavra's Steed with Mavra, the Hag of Tortuga, and Captain, Serpent's Fang with Captain, Helmsman, Cannoneer, Shipwright, and Oarsman, and the Abomination with Captain, Helmsman, Sargasso Nightmare, Musketeer, and Oarsman. The Americans nervously keep an eye on the Cristobal. The Americans are aware of what happened to the English, and do not want to be the next victim of the Spanish. The Americans may have other problems, though. The Enfant Terrible and another French schooner are making sail for the gold island previously explored by the Americans. The French are dismayed that they did not get to the goodies on the interior Lagoon Island, but are making do just fine. Their presence is slowly creeping westward. At the end of their turn, they build the Bastille Fort on the northern portal, which will allow them to travel in between portals freely, not needing to roll a 6. The pirates have upgraded their colony to level 4, making it a launch point for them. The Cyclone deploys mines against the Sea Nymph, warding off the ship for a little while. The Broken Key and Deliverance attempt to wound the Guichon. The Deliverance does manage to take 2 masts off of the giant ship, but the Broken Key is unsuccessful with her broadside's attack. Realizing she has escaped with her life, the Electric Eel speeds away from the Guichon. Most of the home island raiding ships are unsure what to do, as the Curse have no more gold on their home island, having used it all to launch their monsters and monster support ships. At the end of their turn, the pirates launch again, and again with questionable logistics. Revenant, with Joffrey Flores, a helmsman, cannoneer, musketeer, and oarsman. The Harbinger, with Havana Black, a helmsman, cannoneer, musketeer, and oarsman. The Rusty Harpoon, with captain, helmsman, and cannoneer. The Bruja, with Hammersmith from Fire and Steel, and musketeer. The Zeus, with Emperor Blackheart, a helmsman, captain, Dalma, and an oarsman. The Jape, with captain, helmsman, musketeer, and cannoneer. The Golden Medusa, with captain, helmsman, musketeer, and firepot specialist. The Panda, with captain, helmsman, firepot specialist, and Jenny's Red Rampage. And the Silver Dagger, with captain, helmsman, cannoneer, and musketeer. A formidable fighting force, if ever there was one. The Spanish take a forgettable turn, but spend some gold at the end of it to launch some mercenary ships from the Lagoon Island. The Rampage, with Michael Wukong, Count Gustav, a helmsman, cannoneer, and oarsman. The Nautilus, with Christian Fior and a helmsman. The Hephaestus, with a helmsman. The Mobilis, with helmsman. The Devil Ray and Brave Selkirk, both with helmsmen. With a plethora of movement bonuses, the Sea Creature Squadron moves out. First up is Namzu, from Return to Savage Shores. Blasting out at S+L+L+L+L, he positions himself and is given a second action to let loose a tidal wave on the pirate attackers. 5 enemy ships are caught in the wave, losing 2 masts apiece. A wide shot shows the Sea Creature attack, some of it effective, some of it not. The Deliverance has been reduced to 2 masts by the Abomination. Calypsos has failed to damage the Sister's Rage, while Nocturne and Kalium have done minimal damage to the Eagle and Electric Eel. The Broken Key was attacked by Likim Namad, who was given a second action and went 5 for 5 with his cannons. The Eagle and Electric Eel are attacked by Kalim and Nocturne. The Deliverance and Broken Key have seen better days, as both ships have been reduced to 2 masts by a combination of the Abomination and various sea monsters. To the south of the Cursed Home Island, the Celeste eyes a reef that would be ideal for the site of Aguinvari Gakali. Slargdubba and Dweller accompany her. The Grim is visible to the right, having eliminated a segment from itself to give any other sea creature an extra action. The Americans finally roll a 6 to bring a Baraki into play for themselves. Ehlek joins the American fleet. The French get organized in Tahiti, converting their stacks of gold into several hundred value coins. They've established a nice spot for themselves in the Northern Ocean. At the end of their turn, they launch 2 ships from the Bastille Fort on the Portal. La Vengeance, with a captain, helmsman, and explorer. And La Lion, with a captain, helmsman, and explorer. Alas for the cursed, the pirates strike back. The Serpent's Fang is set on fire, while Namzu is reduced to a head in the upper left. Calypsos is wounded by the Golden Medusa, losing 2 tentacles. The pirate raiders turn back to repair at their Pyramid Island or at home, making way for the dedicated gunships. The Curse are suddenly in the middle of a fight they did not expect, and have not brought their best to the table. The Deliverance uses Ghost Ship in a same action twice from Crimson Angel to zip back to pirate waters. The pirates get a 6 with all-powerful Emperor Blackheart and use it to move the Strix LOA from the home island, exposing Barst. They then reveal Runes of Odin and place an iceberg within spitting distance of the Strix. Using a fleet action, the Golden Medusa dismasts the Serpent's Fang. The pirates end their turn with yet another launch. The Pride, with Captain, Helmsman, and the Patch. Feathered Hat, with Cursed Captain Barbossa, Lee Requin, a Helmsman and Explorer. The Bloody Spear, with Captain, Helmsman, Ghost Crew, and Cannoneer. The Raven's Neck, with Captain, Helmsman, Cannoneer, Musketeer, and Shipwright. The Scepter, with Captain, Helmsman, Musketeer, and Oarsman. And the Darkhawk II, with Captain, Helmsman, Cannoneer, and Musketeer. The Spanish move the Buscador to an exterior dock, where she will need to wait for at least one more turn before she can be moved. The hired mercenary subs and ship move out. The Spanish end their turn by launching the Crescent Moon, with Kired Din, Captain, Helmsman, Cannoneer, and Oarsman. The Cursed are able to fight back a little, doing damage to the Eagle and dismastering the Broken Key. However, their efforts to damage the Golden Medusa met with failure, and some of the monsters that had already been injured slipped beneath the waves to relative safety. The Sea Monkey and Cyclone make for the same gold island, hoping to find something good there. Suro used his L-moving ability to attempt to disrupt pirate gold routes, sending the Bauschwan around the Earth to wind up by the American home island. The Kursk decided to forego their fleet action from Barst and moved the Strix home, where she would be safe. The Guishan also docked home, with the help of her trade current and the ability of the Titan Kalos. With 100 gold now available to spend, the Kursk put forth 2 terrible ships at the end of their turn, one of which is the only 5-mast ship with the battleship keyword in existence. The Phantom, with linked Captain Shamshir, a helmsman, Admiral of the Skelds, with linked Skelds, Sargasso Calhoun, Madame Maria, and an oarsman. The Flying Dutchman, with Brine, Igor McWarren, the Red Crew, Lord Icarus of Destral, and an oarsman. The Americans spent almost all of their gold and launched 2 ships at the end of their turn, both battleships, which give them extended range and 2 shots per mast. USS Venture, with Captain, Helmsman, Chief Poe Charles Richard, and an oarsman. The Justice, with Captain, Helmsman, Cannoneer, and oarsman. The French build a level 1 colony on the Gold Island west of Bone Temple Island. Lee Lion emerges from the eastern portal into the tail end of the conflict between the Cursed and the pirates. Not the place to be. La Vengeance emerges from the western portal, behind the Lagoon Island. The French finish their turn by building Paradis de la Mer on the same island as their colony. The Harbinger uses her ability to whisk herself from the Broken Key out of harm's way. The Pride sets the Abomination on fire. Nocturne is hit with a firepot specialist, and Kalos has one of his segments removed by the Silver Dagger. In the most stunning move yet, the Pride is given a second action, sailing forward and ramming into the Strix at the home island. The ram and board are both successful, which eliminates Barst from the game. The Bruja manages to eliminate 2 of Bakuria's segments, and all of her crew. The Zeus takes the electric eel under tow, and cancels Leviathan to the surface, eliminating 1 of his segments. The Revenant sails forward and finishes the job, killing the Sea Serpent. The pirates use a spot of chain towing to get the eel out of immediate danger. The Raven's Neck takes a whirlpool and emerges on the backline next to the Lion and the Triangle Island. The pirates end their turn by launching both versions of the Black Pearl, one with Calico Cat, Griffin, Helmsman, Amon the Corsair, and an oarsman. The other with Will Turner, gunner, a helmsman, and oarsman. And that wraps up this report. With that, the first week of the game has been covered, and much has happened. A faction has been eliminated in the fastest time ever seen, and the Cursed and Pirates have gone to war, with the Pirates the heavy favorites. The Americans seem to be the worst off after the Cursed, with the French killing them with kindness, and the Spanish a possible threat. If you want to see what happens next, make sure you're subscribed. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.